The story of the Lafayette-class frigates is, in many ways, a story about how naval strategy evolves under real-world pressures rather than on paper. When these ships first appeared in the mid-1990s, they represented a bold French experiment, a lean, stealth-driven, highly deployable surface combatant optimized not for high-end naval warfare, but for the constant, unglamorous work of presence missions, shadowing, patrol, escort, and flag showing. Nearly 3 decades later, France's decision not only to retain these ships, but to upgrade them for continued service into the 2030s, reflects a deeply strategic logic. It is a recognition that naval power is not measured solely in missile cells or radar ranges, but in persistent presence, operational flexibility, and the ability to maintain a global footprint in an increasingly unstable maritime environment. The contemporary strategic setting in which France operates has changed dramatically from the world of the 1990s. Maritime flashpoints have multiplied, from the eastern Mediterranean and the Baltic to the Red Sea and Gulf of Guinea, and across the vast Indo-Pacific. Each of these regions demands regular naval patrols, diplomatic signaling, and rapid response capability. The French Navy cannot afford to tie down its most advanced frigates, the FDI and FREM classes, with low-intensity missions. These platforms, with their high-end air defense and anti-submarine warfare capabilities, are too valuable to spend their service lives escorting convoys in low-threat areas or conducting routine maritime security operations. At the same time, retiring the Lafayette-class outright would create dangerous capability gaps during a transition period when the fleet is already stretched. The midlife upgrade program provides an elegant solution: maintain the ships not as relics, but as still useful tools tailored to modern mission sets. The transformation being applied to the Lafayette class is far from cosmetic. The most significant addition is a hull-mounted sonar and a revitalized anti-submarine warfare capability, including integration with Mu-90 lightweight torpedoes. Historically, critics argued that the absence of meaningful ASW sensors rendered the class vulnerable and limited its utility in contested waters. By addressing this core deficiency, the upgrade lifts the Lafayette into a new operational tier. While it will not match the ASW performance of a FREM frigate hunting nuclear submarines, it becomes highly effective against the more common diesel-electric submarines fielded by many regional navies. This alone dramatically expands its usefulness in littoral environments. Equally important is the modernization of the ship's electronic warfare suite, combat management system, and countermeasure architecture. Modern naval threats increasingly come in the form of sea-skimming missiles, intelligent munitions, and unmanned platforms. Enhancing the ability to detect, classify, and deceive such threats significantly improves survivability. Stealth, long the signature trait of the Lafayette class, remains a meaningful advantage. Even though detection technologies have advanced, reducing a ship's radar signature is still a powerful force multiplier when operating in congested or surveilled maritime zones. Integrating modern combat software allows the ship to better exploit this stealth through coordinated emission control, passive sensors, and radar discipline. Within France's fleet structure, the Lafayette occupies a middle ground between high-end combatants and lighter patrol vessels. The Horizon and FREM classes carry the burden of top-tier missions, while the FDI class, with its expanded missile capacity, will increasingly take on first-rank duties. In contrast, Lafayette is ideal for long-range patrols, territorial monitoring, low to medium-intensity escort operations, and maritime security tasks such as anti-piracy, counter-smuggling, and embargo enforcement. Its persistence and moderate endurance make it particularly suited for naval diplomacy, shadowing foreign warships, participating in multinational exercises, and conducting port visits that project French influence without escalating tensions. Deploying an upgraded Lafayette sends a message that is firm but not provocative, precisely the type of calibrated naval signaling that aligns with France's strategic culture. Economically, the decision also makes sense. Extending the life of the Lafayette class costs only a fraction of what new frigates would require. This approach preserves fleet numbers, maintains operational tempo, and stabilizes industrial activity at Naval Group while newer FDI hulls are still being produced. Without this refurbishment, France would risk a sharp drop in available hulls, weakening maritime presence at a time when global demand for naval deployments is rising, not falling. The upgrade ensures continuity, a critical but often overlooked component of maritime strategy. There is also a forward-looking diplomatic angle. By the 2030s, once the FDI class fully saturates the fleet, the Lafayette frigates may be offered to partner navies seeking affordable, capable platforms. Nations such as Colombia, Morocco, Peru, or the Philippines represent plausible buyers. For these countries, an upgraded frigate with meaningful ASW capabilities would be a major enhancement acquired at a fraction of the cost of new construction. France, in turn, would strengthen defense partnerships and expand interoperability, following a well-established pattern of French naval exports serving as long-term geopolitical tools. The modernization program also reflects the evolving threat environment. Naval warfare is undergoing rapid transformation, unmanned surface and underwater systems are proliferating, hypersonic missile technology is advancing, littoral regions are becoming more contested, and gray zone maritime coercion is increasingly common. France is not attempting to transform the Lafayette into a cutting-edge combatant, that would be unrealistic and inefficient. Instead, the upgrades focus on making it a resilient and flexible asset for asymmetric and hybrid conflicts. Its improved ability to detect drones, counter small fast attack craft, and monitor underwater infrastructure fits perfectly within these emerging operational demands. A deeper philosophical element underpins the program. The French Navy has always prized autonomy, its ability to operate globally, including in remote overseas territories, without relying entirely on alliance structures. Many NATO navies are optimized for high-intensity, alliance-centric missions. France, by contrast, requires a balanced fleet that can operate independently in the Indian Ocean, the Caribbean, or off West Africa. A flexible, medium-capability frigate with good endurance and situational awareness remains an essential tool in this model. The Lafayette upgrade reinforces this independent strategic posture. In the broader view, the life extension of the Lafayette-class illustrates a mature, disciplined approach to naval modernization. Rather than pursuing prestige by rapidly discarding older ships, France is maintaining a balanced fleet structure, introducing advanced vessels at the high end, preserving mid-tier capability during the transition, and ensuring that global presence is sustained across multiple theaters simultaneously. Naval power is cumulative. It is built not only from steel, sensors, and missiles, but also from operational experience, routine deployments, and sustained presence. In the coming decade, the Lafayette-class will serve as connective tissue between generations of French naval capability, operating alongside FREM and FDI frigates within an integrated and evolving force structure. Seen from this perspective, the decision to refurbish the Lafayette-class is not a sign of weakness or delay. It is an assertion of strategic continuity and ambition. France is signaling that it intends to remain a genuine blue-water navy with daily global presence, not just in doctrine, but in practice. The resurrection of these frigates embodies a fundamental truth: effective naval power is not solely about acquiring the newest ships, but about maintaining a fleet that can act, persist, and respond across the world's oceans every single day.